Do you know what the number one thing that can completely decimate a business? A lot of people will think lack of money, but the truth is it's not. We've seen companies that have raised billions and billions of naira and dollars going under because they cannot compete. We've also seen companies with very little resource do so much. Do you know what the major difference between one that succeeded and one that did not? People. The people in the business, they are the most important element in every business, because that business cannot exist without the people there. Most times you start from the co-founders, then you start hiring people from marketing, sales, operations, admin, HR, and so on to keep the business growing. And if you fail in hiring the right people, your business might not exist anymore. Today, I'm going to be showing you how best you can hire the right people for your business. Number one thing you have to do is make sure you are hiring opposing strengths. So if you are just starting your business, don't go and hire people that are like you, that have similar strengths as you. If not, your business is going to be very deficient. For example, I'm good in sales. My business partner is more of an admin guy. I do sales, he manages the company behind the scenes. So you have to think in that respect, because most times we're always looking for people similar to us, when in reality what we need in the business is people different from us. So make sure that as you are hiring, the first set of people are people that complement your skill. You can sell, bring in someone that does accounting. Oh, you know how to do accounting, you know how to think, you know how to strategize. You bring someone that can execute better than you. So make sure you understand your weakness and hire people to fill in for your weakness, because your weakness is someone else's strength. So don't just hire based on assumption or what somebody else is doing. Look at yourself, look at your business, and hire people that will complement your own strength. Make sure if you are weak in somewhere, you hire someone there first, so that those weaknesses will not end up bringing down the company. Number two thing you have to do when hiring is you need to focus on work ethics and diligence. See, a lot of people get carried away with skill, talent, all those things. See, talent is something that can be taught. You can get someone that is talented or not even talented at all. If they have the right work ethic, the right diligence, they can get the talent. They can go and learn that skill outside. So you have to make sure you are focusing on writing, because there are a lot of talented people that will bring down your business. Because why? They are not diligent, they don't have a good work ethic, they are not the right fit for your company. So make sure you are not too carried away by skill level, talent, and all those things. Focus on the soft skill. How diligent is this person? How committed is this person? How focused is this person on whatever goal you put in front of them? So when you are hiring, those are the things you have to prioritize over skill level, because skill can be learned, skill can be improved. Somebody that is not serious will probably not become serious no matter how much talk you talk. So you need to make sure that you bring in serious people, and then they can improve on their skill. This third one is such a big thing. Even I fell for it. I fell for it over and over again before I realized that I need to start looking at. Do not, I repeat, do not be carried away by big CV. You know, people that they've done everything on their resume. Please, that does not mean much. It has this degree, that certificate, this other one, that other one. In fact, because of that, when I hire people, I generally don't even check their degrees and certificate. I'm more like, okay, can you do it? What's your work ethic like? And the interesting thing about work ethic is you might not be able to find that out during an interview, right? You can ask certain questions to see how serious the person is. But when the person resumes and is working with you, you look out for it. How diligent and what's the work ethic of this person is. Don't be looking for people that have the best resume, because guess what? They will charge you the most, and they will be the ones that do the least work. They get the most money, do the least work. I remember the first time I hired someone. It was very interesting. I was in year 2. I started this food at night business. I hired 2 people that weekend. I was having this job interview. The first guy, he showed up. He looked like a student, dressed like a student. And I think I paid him, I agreed 8K with him. The second guy showed up, he wore a suit, he looked nice. In fact, he looked better than me. So I did not offer him 8K, I offered him 12,000 naira because he looked great, right? And then he had a lot of work experience. I done internship here, internship there. I was blown away by his CV. Interviewed him, loved him, because I was already blown away by his CV. When they resumed work, it was a sales job, right? The guy I was paying 8K was selling 3 times more than the guy I was paying 12K. And it was a major shocker for me because I thought, with all this serere and fanciness, this guy should be doing more than the other guy. But that's not the case. The other guy was doing way better. So you have to be very careful not to be carried away by all the swag, packaging, and all those things people do on their CVs, and try to look for people that are actually serious and actually know their craft. So make sure that you're not carried away by all those things and you focus on what's important. The next thing you need to do, in fact, this one, it's most of all these things I've been saying, if you've noticed, it's not a thing you figure out during interview process. It's more of how do you hire people. Even when you've hired them, you are still kind of hiring them. So one of the things you have to look out for is you yourself. You have to have high standards and do not compromise on your standard. Before you hire someone, make up your mind on what exactly you want them to do. What's the vision? What exactly do you need this person to be doing? And if that person doesn't meet up to it, let them go. I'll do a separate video on how to fire people, because firing people is like the worst part of being an entrepreneur. But you have to do it. But you have to make sure that you maintain your standard. Don't because you like this person, you allow the person slack. Because one thing I've noticed is when you allow someone slack within a business, when you hire new people, they teach those people, this is how we are here. Before you know, that will become your company culture, whether you like it or not. So you let this person get away with it. You keep the person, you hire the next person. This person is normally good, but because you allow that indiscipline in this other person feels it's okay. For example, when you hire people newly, you've noticed everybody comes early. Their first week, they're coming early. Then after the first month, they realize, okay, it seems like it's okay to come late here. Maybe if you come between 9:30, nobody's going to talk. And that will become the norm. That's if you allow it. So you have to make sure that whatever you don't want to compromise on, you stick to it, you identify it, and do not compromise on it. And people who you think are not living up to that expectation, you make sure you bring them out, spot them out, and remove them from the company. If not, they might influence the entire team and it becomes your company culture. So you have to be very, very careful with that. The next thing you need to look out for, I probably mentioned it in the other steps, is company culture is very important. Who are you? Who do you want to work in the company? What kind of personality do you want the company to have? What kind of vibe are you expecting to build? See, vibe is very underrated. I know I want to use vibe, the word vibe, so that you can understand what I mean when I say company culture. What's the vibe in the company? See, hiring someone that fits that vibe is more important than skill. You can't teach vibe, you can teach skill. If you bring someone whose vibe is off, you can throw off everything. So what kind of vibe do you want? What kind of environment do you want? What kind of discipline? How do you want people to relate with each other? You have to be very clear about it in your head. Even write it down. This is what I want. This is the kind of company culture I want to create. I want a place where people are comfortable. I want a place where people are free to talk, express their ideas. People are happy to work there. You have to decide it from the beginning.